Welcome to Bespoke Diaries. Today's article is on Why is Forgiveness Not Always Necessary? By Sneha Goel, creator, author, unsaidletters.com, India. Sneha tried to reach the point of forgiveness, heard the theories of evils associated with holding on to grudges, and had practical experiences of feeling relieved after forgiving the person for their wrongdoings. Even a woman who had been deeply into meditation for the last year asked Sneha to forgive her spouse on the account that it was her choice to spend her time on earth with him to learn a valuable lesson in her life cycle. How could she forget what she went through for a decade and a half? Domestic violence in all forms, from sexual abuse to verbal abuse, economic abuse to physical abuse, name-calling to emotional abuse. She fought her husband and in-laws only for the rights of her two daughters, but somewhere she forgot to fight for her own rights. Finally, the woman in her could take the abuse no more, along with the discovery of various illicit relationships of her spouse with house helps. This also revealed the true faces of all the relatives associated with him. Sneha tried to move on for several months, but life seemed to be stuck and she felt like she is punishing herself and her daughters by not forgiving him. Every day she would try new ways to forgive him, but she could only think of how he tortured her, and this brought a rage in her heart instead of forgiveness. This repeated cycle sent her into depression, and she recognized that she was not doing good as she was putting on weight, losing interest in day-to-day activities, and even losing all her interest in the studies of children, which was her favorite time. Medication, family support, and a daily morning walk routine helped her a lot in overcoming depression. Then on, she decided not to focus on forgiveness, rather focus on herself and spend more and more time to know herself better, as it was due to God's grace that he is now free from an abuser and can lead a happy life. As for forgiveness, she has realized that we don't always need to forgive a person. But she does understand that he could not overcome the wickedness in his nature because he is too weak. Living without forgiving, it is not okay to carry around the burden of forgiveness when the trauma in your life does not allow the anger and hatred to let go. How could you not break at the thought of forgiving your abuser? How would you not feel hatred against the people who aided the perpetrators of such a crime? When you have seen enough hell, how could someone allure you by saying that forgiveness opens door to heaven? There are better ways to talk to a trauma victim. Just lend your compassionate ears if you can. That does the magic to the battered soul. They don't need to be told where their abuser was wrong or where they could have saved themselves, and they don't need to be lectured on the greatness of forgiveness. Just let them deal with their pain, and if you can't see them in pain, leave them alone. Trauma comes in different ways: silent, accidental, planned, could span over a long period of time, or could be as short as lasting for a few minutes. But the pain and grief it brings along are lifelong, and scars are sometimes visible, but much deeper are the scars that never show on the surface. How does it change the person physically and emotionally, can only be heard in the stories of the horrid incidences from the person. As a survivor of domestic violence, she could say that if you do not have the power to defeat pain, then you hold no right to suggest a person forgive their perpetrators or even mention the words, let go and move on. Someday when she is healed, when she realizes God's plan and understand that not everyone can give up their vices, maybe she could be sympathetic towards her abuser. But now she proudly says to others that she is in pain and she can never forgive. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Do leave your thoughts in the comments section below. For similar type of article, please reach us at contact@thebespokediaries.com, or you can visit our website www.thebespokediaries.com.